Ian, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Do you have headphones by any chance? I just hear myself. It's echoing.
Yeah, I can find some. Hang on. I'll just talk. I'll mute myself.
Sure. Okay. So what is specifically the question? I see that you're trying to add a user and it's failing.
Yeah, I'm setting up Joanne right now as a second user, and I'm having a problem because I don't know how to set her up as an internal user. I have her right now as I invited her through her external through another email address, and it's showing her as external.
So one question: do you know if she already has a Zoho account under this address?
She does. I've just set her up. She doesn't have her own Zoho address right now.
Okay. One thing that you can do, if you want her as an internal user, you can go to the domain area and you can add your domain here. You will need to create a verification process when you add a domain. It's something else. It's probably exists. So when you create it, you will need to authenticate your domain in the DNS, and then whenever you will try to add her as a user, you will see something like that you will have here a drop down of emails.
Okay.
And you will be able to create her an account like that.
All right. So when I set her up as an internal account, does it give me the option of sending her an invitation email to her external address?
No, it's not working like that. So what I would do in this case, if you wanted to use her second address, I would probably create her as an internal user with this address. And once she's existing in your system, I would go here to the manage email addresses, and I would add the other email address, the Gmail account or Outlook.
Okay.
Okay, and when this email exists, I would just take it from primary, put the other one, and that's it.
Okay, and then I just switch her back once she's signed in.
That's right. That's what I would do.
Okay, that's great.
Okay. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you.
Okay, can we use an email parser to bring data from bank notifications into our CRM, or will it be too complicated? So Zoho has an existing system, a built-in system that exists here. So if you go to the settings and you go to email, you will have on the top the email parser section. And if you click here on the email parser, you can create your own email parser. Okay, so let's say call it test, and the module will be leads. And now you need to create a parser. The only problem with this email parser, I don't think it's good enough. Zoho created lots of cool stuff. This is not one of them. If you compare this, hello?
Hey, I got my mic working.
Hey, so if you compare this email parser to other parsers like Zapier or Parse, or there are lots of other parsers out there, they are 1,000 times better than this one. So for parsing, this is probably not what you want to use.
Okay, I saw the same comment from a couple weeks ago in one of your Q&As, and a guy was using you set up a diagram for the Zapier parser.
Yep.
And I knew that my data wouldn't come through the exact same way every time. So if the values are different from the banking, does that mean I'll have to create a new parser, not for that information, but just, I don't understand what needs to change in my parsers necessarily.
Okay. So you have email templates that are coming from different sources, and those email templates will have the same structure. So it will say, let's say, hello, name, based on our information, account number, and the account is changing. So as long as the structure is identical and just the values are changing, you can parse it as an email. That's fine.
Okay, in which case then that should be kind of a one template thing, unless there is for some reason another template that comes through. As long as I have
multiple templates.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter as long as the values don't change, and as long as there's an identifier that can reference it back to the deal that I needed to refer back to, or whatever module.
Yes. Now, are you a lawyer, accountant? What is your field?
We work with real estate investors.
Real estate. So you have some kind of a probably MLS number or something like that.
It'll be, usually it's going to be the address or the LLC we have it placed under. That's the account name. So each one should have their unique identifier based off of that. I would just have to get that exact account name and have it placed within the deals module as a field. Would you think?
Yeah, you can also make it, it's very common for real estate agents to have the address as the deal name.
Yeah, normally that's exactly how ours is set up at the moment.
So you can just have the parser bringing the information, and then with Zapier or other tool, you can do a search if this address exists in one of the deals.
Okay.
And if it is, it will just bring the deal and you can do the update.
Then that would be perfect.
Yeah,
okay.
That's doable. Good. You just need to play with it a little bit, but that's all doable.
All right, cool. Then I'll go with that.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, Julia. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Amazing. How are you?
Very good. Very good. So you're using a dialer, I assume, right?
Yes. We have Twilio connected to the Zoho CRM as of right now.
The native one, right?
Yes.
Do you like it, by the way?
We are seeking out a new phone system. We love the mass text messages that we utilize it through SMS campaigns for Zoho.
Yep. I also have problems with this dialer. It's sometimes it's hanging on the bottom. You can't close it. It's driving me nuts when I see systems with it. It's
Yeah, we won't be using it too much longer, but we're trying to solve for our incoming calls so that we can get another provider for our outbound.
Yep. Okay. So let's see. So how can I help you regarding the incoming calls?
So when we have an incoming call, the window pops up. You see the name of the client that has a record in the CRM. When you click on the name, it opens the record in a new window. And so we wanted to solve for having the team member on the window of the record, but still having that call window in that same window so that they don't have to click through tabs.
That's the dialer feature.
Got it.
I don't like this feature at all. I'm using, for example, I have two videos on my channel, one for Just Call and the other one is for Ring.io. Both of them I think are good options because the dialer is disconnected from the CRM. Mm-hmm. So I can have the dialer on a different screen. I can click, I can do some actions on it. Yeah, it's a dialer issue.
Got it. Thank you so much. We tried to fix it. We just wanted to make sure there wasn't a solve that we didn't know about.
Dump it. Go to a different company. There are lots of good solutions out there for phone. I don't think this is a good solution. It's an inexpensive solution, but it's better to pay small amount of money to get a good solution, and it's saving you lots of time and hassle during the month that you're using it. So.
Thank you so much. Do you have any opinions on Phone Burner?
Phone Burner, it's for auto dialing, right? That you. Mm-hmm. So I had one client that was actually using it. The problem again is coming to not making the phone calls is the dialer itself. When I, for example, the phone system that I recommend is just because the phone system needs to have a SMS component to it because SMS closing business. So
Mhm.
it's a must. The SMS needs to be working based on automation. So I can automate text messages without me actually clicking on buttons. The system is doing it for me, which
Mhm.
also is a big factor. The dialer need to be a place that you can work. For example, with Ring.io, I can have on the dialer, I can create tasks, I can create, the next call, I can change the disposition of the status. All that is important for me as an operator because I
Mhm.
need to work with the tool. Every click that you spend and you go to a different page, it's another like 5 seconds. If you add up those 5 seconds, end of the month, you have probably like 10 hours that you spent on clicking around instead of being productive, right?
Yes.
So this is the way I see those dialers. This is also why I don't like the just dialers with phone ability. So I
Got
think
it.
it needs to be a full solution, or else you will start to have lots of different solutions.
Yes. Thank you so much.
No problem. Have a good one.
You too.
Okay. I have a user with the email support at domain. I also have 2 new aliases for the email. Emails to support trigger a ticket in desk, but now emails to the 2 aliases also trigger. Is there a way to stop it? So basically, Jeff, from my understanding, you have the support email. The support email will have 2 more aliases. And every time that someone sends emails to the aliases, it's triggering emails to go to Zodesk.
Correct. Yes, you understand.
Okay. Where do you host your emails?
On
Is it-
Zoho.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can have here access to my mail account. Probably will not let me. So with Zomail, when you go to your filters, you are able to send emails to Zodesk. So right now, I assume that you have the forward from support to Zodesk.
Correct.
And probably from the control panel you did it, right?
Correct.
What I would do, in Zomail, I would create a filter that is based on the from address. Sorry, based on the to address. So emails that coming to support at, only those emails will go to desk. While the aliases will not have the same to address and they're not supposed to send to desk. That's probably what I would do.
Okay, so instead of, if I'm understanding correctly, instead of just having it set up where the email comes in and it's auto forwarded, you're saying have it come in, set a separate filter first, and then have it forwarded.
Yes, the filter, when you set up the filter, let's say to, and then it's asking you the action will be forward.
Okay.
It will be only for the to address that is support and not the other 2 aliases that are forwarding right now.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. Thank you.
No problem.
Can you hear
Victor,
me? Yes,
how are you?
doing good. And yourself?
Very good, very good.
Okay. Question I have is, is there an integration with Zoho with Smartsheet?
Smartsheet, is it a separate product?
Yes.
So let's see what they have out of the box. This is the product, I assume.
Yes, correct. Yes.
Okay. Apps and integration. Do you know if they have APIs or webhooks
No, I don't. I actually do not. I'm thinking of
Oh.
getting it. I also have Zoho is a platform that we use. That's why I was thinking about being able to integrate both of them together.
Let's see. Yep, there is a native integration with Zooflow.
Okay, that is great. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have. Can I ask you another question?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. On Zoho Sheets, we have some contractors that we work with, and they don't have Zoho Sheet. They don't have an email. They don't have an account. So when we try to go to a sheet and have them share it, it's asking me to upgrade. Now, when I click on the upgrade, it's not, there's no link there to upgrade to whatever they want me to upgrade. So how can I share Zoho Sheets with an outside vendor? You can
I
do it
think-
publicly, so it'll be open to everyone. There's an option to put a password there to secure the sheet. Do I have an option to do that?
From what I know, you can have a Zoho, not workplace, Zoho Sheet account. I think you can have it as a free account. Sign into your Zoho Sheet account. Let's do Zoho Sheet pricing. I'm pretty sure that you can have a free account. It's not supposed to cost you money. That's what I believe, because they have Zoho Click. Yeah, you have a free account. So maybe your vendor can just create a free account, and then when you have a free account, you can just share with him. That's it.
That's it. They can just sign up for the free account and be able to do it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that will be a quick solution.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks for your help. Take care.
No problem. No problem. Okay. Next question. Bo is asking about Zoho Learn, and he's asking if it's an internal system. Yeah. So Zoho Learn, learn.zoho.com. This is an internal system that you can train your team. But there is also, I think it's called Train Central. That is Zoho Train Central, something like that. It's a new system that they released in beta version right now. No, not Zoho people. We will create also a video about that, but there is a training system for the outside world, like Teachable, Udemy, same thing, that you can sell your courses. And that's something that we will have a video about it very soon. Carol from our office, she's learning this topic right now. And there is Zoho Learn, and this is internal, only for your employees. And yeah, this is the solution here. And the question is on CRM deal.
Hello, can you hear me?
Mr. Basil, of course I can hear you. How are you?
Okay. The last time I was trying to connect to you, I couldn't. So good morning. How are you?
Very good, my friend. Long time.
I know. I sent Carol degree, so I'm sitting here by myself. I had to be myself. So did you read my question? Do you want me to explain to you what I'm talking about?
Yeah, please do.
When you enter, when the lead comes in, it has a first name, last name. It carries over to contacts. You can see the first name, last name. When you take it into deals, it just gives you a full name. It doesn't give you first name and last name. Now, when I want to use aliases in my forms, because when I create I guess I should go back. When I create the form, when I ask you for your name, I want to have your first name and last name separate. So when it comes into the system, it comes in as a separate first name and last name. However, now when I create another form, I want to ask you something. I want to autofill the first name and last name and use it using the aliases in the forms. But when it's coming out of the deals module, I cannot use the first name, last name on that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. There is a way to do it with
Deluge.
with Deluge. Yeah, I'm
Because
thinking
you
a way without Deluge.
I thought about what I'd have to do is I'd have to create two separate fields, two extra separate fields, first name and last name in the deal, and have a autofill from the contact, and have those as extra fields.
Yeah. So
But
usually, what I do in those cases, can you put your headphones, by the way, just echoing?
Yep.
Let me know where I can continue.
You can do it.
Okay. So usually what I do is something like that. You will have here a section, let's say contact details, and it will be first name and last name, okay? And then you will have the email. So you will have all the details that you need. Now, there will be a workflow on the deal that every time that the contact is changing, and let's go back here. Every time that the contact is changing, this section with the first name, last name, and email will change, but I'm doing it with Deluge. I don't know if you can do it without Deluge.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think I have a function that would work fairly well, but I just thought maybe there was a different workaround, and just thought, okay, I'll see if I can. You solve the problem with your woodpecker?
Yeah, so apparently they are coming and going. They have their mating season,
Right.
and they just like to create noise, and then they just leave. But that's what made him go. He's not here anymore, and I didn't kill him. So yeah, it just takes time. I told my assistant that he's not here anymore. She said, "Oh, you killed him?" No, didn't kill him. Just left.
All right.
Anything else, my friend?
1,000 questions, but let's have everybody else take a question. Thank you very much for the answer.
Well, good talking to you.
Okay, bye.
How to automate SMS with Just Call. So with Just Call, I actually call them and they do the automation. Their support is pretty good. If you call them and you tell them that you need to have automation, they will create it for you. So that's it. Don't waste too much effort. Just let them do the work for free. That's what I do. And Chantel is asking, does Zoho have an app to track internal equipment assets like computers, smartphones, cameras, etc.?
Hi, Lior. How you doing?
Chantel, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
So you need some kind of a tracking application. How much equipment are we talking about?
Well, we have a storage full because we're an event. We have events, so it's I would say it's more than 100 pieces of items.
You have two options. I would go usually Zoho Inventory. It's a bigger system and not for what you need, but I will show you what I think that this is the solution for you.
Okay.
In the kind of work that you have is that you have, let's say in your warehouse, you have 100 shares. Just let's take something as an example. Those 100 shares are not being sold. They're being moved from the warehouse to event A. It will be there for a week, and then it's coming back, hopefully, coming back to your warehouse, right?
Yes.
So that's the nature of your business. In Zoho Inventory, you have a way to create warehouses. So imagine that you have warehouse 1. This is your warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
And now the event ABC will be warehouse 2.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just allocating some inventory to warehouse 2, which is event ABC. And when it's coming back, you can see how much inventory came in.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
So that's probably what I would do. It's a much bigger system than CRM or small systems. But I think if you want to be organized and plan for growth, this is probably where I would go. I think it's a good system.
Does it allow for like barcodes and pictures?
Yep,
Okay.
everything. It's a big system. It's a big system.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not that good with it. We're using a different vendor to do Zoho inventory and the finance suite in general. But I do know from meetings that I had with him and his clients, it's a massive system.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Have a good one. Robert is asking, how can I have the Zoho form after it is completed by my client? Have it automated the link to one of my fields in Zoho CRM? Okay, so Robert, basically you're trying to have a Zoho form integrating with your Zoho CRM. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. How are you today, Robert?
Good. How are you? Good morning.
Very good. Good morning. So I will show you the path, but it will take us some time to create the step by step. Just so you know, I have a course on leorisaac.com. There is a course here for exactly that, and this is this course, the complete Zoho.
I have that course.
Good. So you have the last section of the integration. You have two. Let me just go here. So, of course, I will show you, but those two. So the first one is basically how to push data from Zoho Forms to Zoho CRM, and that is your question. And the other one is also how to connect Zoho CRM. So let's say that I have here a contact, this person. And let's go to Luis. And now I want to send Luis a link to fill a form.
So
yeah.
So I understand that's what you do explain in your course, but I am talking about after the client fills out the form, I want to be able to edit some of the questions because they are medical questions and some clients do not understand what flare up means, for example, and they don't give a full explanation.
So you want to have some kind of an approval process?
I'm sorry?
So you want to have something like an approval process before it goes to the CRM?
No, I just want to have a link that I can go back into the form and edit the form.
Let's try something. I think you can do it. Let's go to all entries. Let's just create an entry. Okay. Okay, so when I go here, pretty sure there is a way to edit. Just give me a second. It's not using the merge. Using the pencil, yeah. Okay, so editing is if you go to the list, you can click on the pencil and then you can edit.
But so I want to be able to have the link on the CRM. I know this can be done because I'm a copycat and I'm copying it off another company.
Mm-hmm.
And their system, they have the link to the form that's already filled out, and you're able to go back in and edit the form.
Okay. Let's see how we can do that. So if I go here to the settings, there is a link that allows me to work on the document later, save and resume. So if we enable that, but that will be sent to the person, to the user. So this is the key. I don't know how to push this link to the CRM. I can push the PDF to the CRM. Are you sure they are doing it with Zoho? They're able to have a link to their CRM, to Zoho Forms, to continue and edit the document?
Yes.
I don't have the solution.
Yeah. My CRM guy also told me he didn't have the solution. So
Did you try to call Zoho?
no. I'll try that.
If you're not able to get a solution, drop us an email and we'll try to connect with Zoho support for you. We have access to a little bit different support than the public. So maybe drop, if you can figure it out, drop me an email. We'll try to figure it out and help you here, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
It's a very interesting question. I would also want to have the solution for it. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Hey, Lior, I have two questions. Is it possible to create a quiz-based sales funnel using Zoho? Is it possible to create and send an invoice to a client as soon as I marked a project milestone is completed? So I think it's a yes and yes, Sue. Let me know if you can open your mic. And the solution will probably be in Zoho Flow. You can create a Zoho Flow that is based on Zoho projects. I assume that you are talking about Zoho projects when you're saying milestone completed. In Zoho projects, let's see the triggers. We have milestone created, milestone completed, yeah. So basically you need to create a Zoho flow, and the Zoho flow will be the trigger when the milestone is completed. And based on that, you can take action on what you wanted to do. You can send an invoice. So that's something that you can do. I assume with Zoho Flow, you need to test it. The other one, if you want to create a quiz, I just don't know if the quiz is internal or external. But if it's external or internal, I would use or Zoho Learn, as we said before. This is for internal, or the Zoho Trainer, or something like that. I will get the link for you, and that will be for the external people. So yes, you can do both. Okay, so Alan, you're on.
How about now? Testing.
Yep, I can hear you. How are you?
Very, very good. Thank you. Yeah, I did not realize I had to go through a bunch of clicks to get my mic on once you turned it on. So now I was ready. So thanks for taking the question.
No, of course.
More of a, am I headed down the right path kind of question? I kind of read a little bit about it and I was just looking to see if it made sense. Is that something I need to look into?
Of course. So talk to me. I don't remember the question. It was.
So we're talking about campaigns. I can add a list and move things from CRM. Let's say a lead comes in, I move it over to campaigns. Things are happening just fine. My question is, how do I stop campaigns from working on that lead once someone in CRM flags the lead as handled, marked it as completed, whatever, something changes in CRM. I want to stop activity over in the campaign side. What's the best way to approach that?
Yes. So you have here. Do you know the Zoho campaigns workflow?
I haven't done those in campaigns yet.
Okay. So here you have different ways that you can end the campaign. You see, for example, exit from flow, right? And when you exit from flow, you can also have here some kind of conditions. You are a Zoho 1 user, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Zoho 1.
Zoho 1. Zoho started to use the workflows in the last few months, but they're pushing it really hard. So they have lots of support people that really can help you. So you can come up with your business case, but you need to know exactly what you want. For example, when the user open the second email, this is when the workflow will break, this drip campaign. As long as you know what you want, this is how you can connect to Zoho and they will help you build it. Okay, I saw many clients that they actually were on the phone with them and helped them with those conditions and how to do it. Okay?
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
No problem. Daniel, you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
How are you, Mr. Daniel?
Yeah, good in Spain. Here's now coming the afternoon and the good time to go to the beach. But first I wanted to see
Good
your
for you.
Q&A. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm referring to your Zoho course. It's really cool for Zoho Forms. And there is this part what you showed just some minutes ago, when you prepare this link, that the form will pre-filled with the data from Zoho CRM.
Yes.
This goes to a link to a website of Zoho, and I wanted to embed the Zoho form in my website and send the client to my page to take the action.
Oh, I see what you mean. So you want to have a unique link for each client.
Yeah.
Were you able to do it?
No, but what was really cool is it creates this link, and then you click on it and you go to a Zoho Forms, and I put my logo on it, but you are not in the environment of my website. So this is
That's right. Yeah, the only way that I try to play with it a lot. So if you go to Zoho CRM and you go to templates, you know what? Let's do it like that. So if I'm going to one of the contacts, I'm going to send an email template, or let's go to insert a Zoho form.
exactly this Zoho Forms links. This is beautiful, huh? The clients are happy.
It's very good, yeah. So you see here that it's the URL is just the variable is the contact ID. Now I tried to simulate it with different contact IDs. It didn't work for me. So there is something about this link that when they build it, all this blah, 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 that's probably also part of the unique identifier of the contact. I really try to make it work with, as a link on a website or something like that. I was not able to do it. Only from the email.
Exactly. I only could do it also from the email. Yeah. Okay. Then the workaround is to make it looks like your website and possibly put there a link or something that then they can go there, or you make a redirect to your website after filling out the form.
Yes. So the thank you page can be thank you page on your website. That you can go to the form settings, and then you have acknowledgement and redirect, and you can just redirect it to the thank you page of your website.
Yeah, exactly. Cool.
Yeah, that's something that you can do.
That's great. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. And
Enjoying the beach, my friend. Wait, I have one last question from Michael before we go. Elior, for WordPress, would you integrate forms or embed code? I'm not a big fan of embedding code. The main reason they don't like to embed code is that when you are on mobile devices, depending on the size, the embed will have height and width, and usually it breaks at some point. So the user experience is not that great. Now, usually the forms will be the most important thing on the website because you're creating tons of content in order to bring people to convert on your forms. And if the form is not great, guess what? You lost the battle. What I prefer to do is to create, let's say on WordPress, you have the Contact 7 plugin, and the Contact 7 plugin can natively integrate to CRM. So you create the form, a beautiful form based on what you like, and Contact 7 push the information natively to Zoho CRM. And that's probably the best solution that I was able to come up with. We're getting lots of clients that have WordPress, but they do not have Contact 7. So I connect them with a web developer that is converting their forms to Contact 7, and then they're able to integrate natively without the developer. So that's probably where I would go, Michael. Okay, guys, thank you very much for being with me today, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.